Growing your own lemon tree is one of the most satisfying experiences for any home gardener. And in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most famous citrus varieties in the world, the Eureka lemon. This video is designed to guide you from the very basics all the way to the expert level. So even if you're a complete beginner, you'll walk away with the knowledge and confidence to grow a beautiful, healthy, fruit-loaded Eureka lemon at home. From understanding the variety, to identifying common mistakes people make, to learning every method of propagation, including air layering, cuttings, and seeds, and finally mastering pot planting, soil preparation, fertilizer routine, watering, sunlight requirements, and long-term care, everything is covered in a simple and practical way. So if you are struggling with lemon plants, or you dream of plucking fresh yellow lemons from your own tree, this video is exactly what you need. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our gardening guides, plant-saving tips, or growth-boosting tricks that can transform your home garden. Let's begin by understanding what makes Eureka lemons so special. Eureka is one of the most popular lemon varieties grown in the United States and many warm regions of the world. It is famous for its bright yellow, thin skin, sharp citrus fragrance, high juice content, and reliable fruiting throughout the year. Unlike many seasonal lemons, Eureka can produce multiple flushes, meaning you can get lemons almost year-round if the tree is kept healthy. This variety originated in California and is now found in almost every American supermarket. The tree itself is medium-sized, thornless or nearly thornless, and has an open canopy that allows good airflow. Its fruit clusters make the tree extremely attractive even before harvest. Eureka lemon performs best in warm climates and full sun, but with proper care, you can successfully grow it in pots, balconies, rooftops, and small gardens. Because of its consistent production and strong lemon flavor, it is the #1 choice for both home gardeners and commercial farms. But although it is hardy, it still needs proper care, something many beginners struggle with. Now let's talk about the real problem. Why do so many people fail to grow lemons, especially Eureka? People assume lemons are easy because they're citrus, but in reality, citrus trees are sensitive to several factors. The first and biggest mistake people make is choosing heavy, clay-based soil. Lemon roots need a lot of oxygen, and dense, compact soil suffocates them. When moisture stays trapped for too long, root rot begins. The plant looks healthy at first, but slowly starts yellowing from the bottom leaves, then stops growing and eventually collapses. Another common mistake is overwatering, which is even worse than underwatering. Many gardeners water their plant every day because they think lemons love water, but the truth is, lemons love moisture, not soggy soil. Overwatering is the #1 cause of slow growth and yellow leaves. The next major mistake is lack of sunlight. Citrus trees need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. Many people put their lemon tree under shade or near walls where light is weak or reflected. As a result, the tree grows tall but weak and fruiting becomes extremely low. No amount of fertilizer can replace sunlight. Another mistake is giving the wrong fertilizer, especially raw manure or heavy nitrogen fertilizers that burn the roots and create leaf growth but produce no fruit. The pH issue is also ignored by most gardeners. Lemons prefer slightly acidic soil between 5.5 and 6.5. Tap water is usually alkaline, so over time the soil becomes alkaline. 2. Causing nutrient lockout, where nutrients are present but cannot be absorbed. Leaves turn yellow with green veins, the classic sign of iron deficiency caused by high pH. Incorrect pot size is another common issue. People place small, young plants in massive pots thinking they will grow faster, but large pots hold too much moisture, leading to slow growth and root rot. Also, many gardeners prune at the wrong time, cutting too much or removing the central branch, which stresses the tree. During winter, overwatering kills more lemon trees than cold itself. These mistakes are so common that even experienced gardeners struggle with citrus at times. But don't worry, once you understand the correct techniques, Eureka lemon becomes extremely easy to grow. Now let's move into the propagation methods. There are 3 primary ways to grow Eureka lemon: air layering, cuttings, and seeds. Each method has its advantages and disadvantages, and choosing the right one depends on your goals, patience, and climate. The first method is air layering, which is one of the most reliable and fastest ways to clone a lemon tree. In air layering, you select a healthy branch roughly the thickness of a pencil. A small ring of bark is removed, exposing the wood underneath. This exposed ring is wrapped with moist sphagnum moss or cocoa peat, and the whole area is covered with plastic to lock in moisture. Over a few weeks, roots start forming at the exposed section. Once strong roots appear, the branch is cut and planted as a new tree. Air layering produces a mature clone that fruits faster than any other method. It keeps the genetic traits intact, meaning the new tree will perform exactly like the parent. Gardeners who want a fast-fruiting plant prefer air layering because it gives results within 1 to 2 years.
The second method is cuttings. Many gardeners like this method because it's simple. You cut a branch, dip it into rooting hormone, and plant it in soil. However, lemon cuttings are not as easy as other plants. They need very high humidity, controlled temperature, indirect light, and consistent moisture without overwetting. If humidity drops, the cutting dries. If water increases, the cutting rots. Only experienced gardeners usually succeed with citrus cuttings. Still, if you can maintain a humidity dome or misting environment, this method produces strong root systems. Cuttings fruit in 2 to 3 years depending on conditions. The third method is seeds. Growing lemons from seeds is fun, but extremely slow. Seed-grown trees may take 4 to 7 years to produce fruit. And there is one more important thing. A seed-grown Eureka lemon might not grow true to type. This means the fruit might taste different, be larger or smaller, or even sourer. Still, seed-grown trees are strong, disease-resistant, and long-lived. Young gardeners or hobby growers often enjoy growing lemons from seeds, but if your goal is fast fruiting, seeds are not ideal. Now the question comes, which method is the best? Without any doubt, the best and most reliable method is air layering. It is fast, predictable, and produces fruit early. It requires no special equipment, and the success rate is very high if the branch and moisture are maintained correctly. Cuttings are the second best option, but they require controlled humidity. Seeds are last, only recommended if you enjoy the process and are in no hurry to get fruit. Now let's move to the most important practical part, how to plant your Eureka lemon in a pot. First, always choose a grafted or air-layered plant. Avoid very small seedlings if you want early fruit. When you bring the plant home, do not repot immediately. Keep it in the nursery bag for 10 to 14 days so it adjusts to your environment. After that, choose a pot that is only slightly bigger than the nursery pot. Never place a small plant in a huge pot. Start with a 10-inch pot. After 1 year, move to a 14-inch pot. After another year, move to a 20-inch pot. This gradual progression ensures proper root development and prevents root rot. The second most important thing is the soil mix. Eureka lemon loves soil that drains fast but still retains enough moisture. The perfect soil mixture is 40% garden soil or compost, 30% cocoa peat or peat moss, 20% coarse sand or perlite, and 10% organic matter like vermicompost. This mixture provides excellent drainage and great aeration, which lemon roots absolutely need. If you live in a region with heavy clay soil, avoid using garden soil entirely and use cocoa peat plus perlite-based mixes. Now let's talk about fertilizers because Eureka lemons are heavy feeders. They need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, and several micronutrients. A balanced NPK fertilizer such as 14-14-14, 19-19-19, or a citrus-specific fertilizer works best. During the growing season, spring to midsummer, give a small amount of balanced fertilizer every 20 to 30 days. For fruiting, increase potassium. You can use SOP, sulfate of potash, banana peel fertilizer, or any high-potassium organic feed. If leaves turn yellow with green veins, add chelated iron. If leaf edges become brown or curled, apply Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. Apply fertilizers only in the outer ring of the pot, never touching the stem. Water well after every feeding. Rich nutrition equals strong growth and good fruiting. Watering is crucial. Lemon trees hate both dryness and overwatering. The rule is simple. Water only when the top 2 inches of soil feel dry. Don't follow a daily watering routine. Instead, follow the soil's condition. In summer, you may water every 2 days. In winter, once every 7 to 10 days is enough. Overwatering in winter is the most common killer of citrus trees. Always check moisture before watering. For young plants, avoid letting them completely dry out. Consistent light moisture is ideal. Sunlight is the life of citrus. Eureka lemon needs at least 6 to 8 hours of strong sunlight daily. If sunlight is low, the plant will grow thin, lanky, and weak. Fruit production will almost stop. Place the pot where it gets maximum sun. South-facing areas are best. If you live in a cold region, provide sunlight through windows during winter, but avoid freezing temperatures. Move the plant indoors when temperatures drop below 4 degrees Celsius. Cover outdoor trees with frost cloth. Citrus hates frost and cold winds. Long-term care includes mulching, pruning, and pest control. Mulching with dry leaves, straw, or wood chips helps conserve moisture and protect roots from heat. Keep mulch away from the trunk to avoid fungal infection. Pruning should only be done lightly in early spring. Remove dead or crossing branches. Do not prune heavily or during fruiting season. Eureka lemon also suffers from issues like aphids, scale insects, and leaf miners. Spray neem oil once a week during active growth to protect young leaves. Avoid spraying neem oil on flowers or tiny fruits. Now that you know every method from propagation to pot planting, soil preparation, fertilizer routine, watering, sunlight, and long-term care, you can grow Eureka lemon without fear of failure. When done correctly, the tree will reward you with endless lemons for years.
Another important point that many gardeners overlook while growing Eureka lemon is understanding the plant's growth stages. Lemon trees grow in flushes, which means they push new leaves and branches in cycles rather than continuously. A single growing season may have 2 to 4 flushes depending on climate, sunlight, water, and nutrition. During a flush, the plant needs extra care, slightly more water, slightly more fertilizer, and complete protection from pests. New leaves are soft and pale, making them the favorite target of leaf miners. Many beginners panic when they see twisted or serpentine-marked leaves, thinking their plant is dying. In reality, leaf miners rarely kill a lemon plant, but they severely stunt new growth. This is why neem oil or any organic spray should be used every 7 days during flushing season. If you protect the young leaves, the tree will reward you with strong, dark green foliage that supports flowering and fruiting. Another growth issue beginners face is flower drop. Eureka lemon is capable of producing hundreds of flowers, but not all flowers will turn into fruits. Some drop naturally as the tree decides how much load it can carry. But when the drop is excessive, like more than 80%, this indicates stress. Stress can come from low sunlight, sudden temperature changes, underwatering, overwatering, nutrient deficiency, or transplant shock. Many gardeners fertilize heavily during flowering, which can worsen the situation because too much nitrogen pushes leaf growth and reduces fruit set. The trick is to provide balanced nutrition before flowering and extra potassium during flowering. Maintaining a consistent watering schedule and ensuring at least 6 hours of strong sunlight will significantly reduce flower drop. Another factor that affects Eureka lemon performance is root temperature. Citrus fruits prefer warm soil. Cold soil slows everything down. If your pot is placed on a cold concrete floor, especially in winter, the roots become chilled. Even if the air temperature is okay, the soil temperature drops and the plant stops absorbing nutrients. You can solve this by putting a wooden board, foam sheet, or any insulating layer under the pot. This small trick often improves growth dramatically during colder months. In extremely hot climates, especially above 40 degrees centigrade, citrus trees may suffer from heat stress. Leaves bend, twist, or curl to reduce water loss. Providing afternoon shade or mulching can help keep the roots cool. Lemon trees tolerate heat better than cold, but strong, dry winds can cause leaf burn. In windy regions, placing the plant against a wall or giving a windbreak helps maintain healthy foliage. Pollination is another interesting factor. While Eureka lemon is self-pollinating, meaning it does not need a second tree to produce fruit, the presence of bees increases fruit set. In urban areas where bees are fewer, hand pollination can help. Simply use a soft brush to move pollen from one flower to another. This is especially useful for potted plants kept indoors or in balconies with limited bee activity. Even though lemons can self-pollinate, helping them manually increases fruit size and number. Let's talk about pruning in more detail because it greatly affects the shape, strength, and fruiting capacity of your Eureka lemon plant. Many gardeners avoid pruning due to fear of damaging the tree, while others prune too aggressively. The correct approach is balanced, gentle pruning. After the main fruiting season, remove only dead, damaged, diseased, or crossing branches. If two branches rub against each other, remove the weaker one. Always prune just above a leaf node, never leaving long stubs. Avoid pruning the central leader unless it is damaged, because this main branch gives the tree its structure. Pruning also helps light reach the inner branches. Sunlight penetration is essential because lemons form on healthy, sun-exposed branches. Too much shade inside the canopy reduces flowering. Light pruning encourages new flushes, and these new flushes eventually hold future flowers. Another important thing to remember is that heavy pruning reduces fruiting for one season, so avoid cutting too much at once.
Now let's expand on soil pH, calcium, and micronutrients because these play a surprisingly large role in lemon health. Citrus roots absorb nutrients best in slightly acidic soil. If your water source is alkaline, which is common in many regions, pH slowly rises. This causes nutrient lockout, especially iron, magnesium, and manganese. The plant develops yellow leaves with green veins, weak stems, and poor fruit quality. To correct pH, you can add sulfur powder once every few months or use slightly acidic fertilizers. Organic options like compost, leaf mold, and citrus-specific feeds naturally maintain lower pH. Calcium is another essential nutrient because it strengthens cell walls and improves fruit texture. Without calcium, lemons may develop blossom end rot, although it's less common in citrus than in tomatoes. You can add gypsum to the soil to supply calcium without raising pH. If leaves are curling or showing tip burn, calcium and magnesium deficiencies might be the cause. A simple monthly application of Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate, helps maintain balanced foliage. Another important aspect is selecting the right type of pot. Plastic pots retain moisture longer, which can be good in dry climates, but risky in humid areas where overwatering becomes more likely. Clay or terracotta pots allow water to evaporate through the walls, naturally preventing root rot, but requiring more frequent watering. For beginners, a thick terracotta pot with good drainage holes is often the safest choice. Ensure the pot has at least 3 to 4 holes at the bottom and place small stones or broken pieces of tile over the holes to prevent soil from clogging them. Avoid using metal pots as they heat up quickly and damage roots. Let's talk more about the air layering method, since it is the most reliable way to grow a fast-fruiting Eureka lemon. When selecting a branch for air layering, choose one that is semi-hardwood. Not too young, not too old. Young green branches dry out quickly, while very old branches slowly root. Remove a 1-inch ring of bark carefully without damaging the inner wood. Wrap the exposed area with moist cocoa peat or moss, then tie it securely with plastic wrap. Make sure no air escapes. Humidity inside must remain stable. Check the layer every 2 weeks. If the moss dries, add a little water without opening it fully. Within 4 to 8 weeks, white roots become visible through the plastic. Once the roots are long enough, cut the branch at a slant angle and plant it in a pot with airy soil. For the first month, keep it in bright indirect light, not full sun. Once new growth starts, slowly introduce sunlight. This method produces strong, mature plants capable of flowering within 1 year. For the cutting method, humidity control is the real challenge. Use a plastic dome or transparent bottle to maintain a bubble of moisture around the cutting. Keep the soil slightly moist, not wet. Use perlite or sand-heavy soil for better aeration. Remove all lower leaves and keep only 2 to 3 leaves at the top. If the leaves are large, cut them in half to reduce moisture loss. Place the cutting in bright, indirect light until roots develop. Cuttings are sensitive, so avoid touching or moving them. Disturbance slows rooting significantly.
Now let's expand on the seed method. If you are growing Eureka lemon from seed, choose seeds from a fresh, fully ripe fruit. Wash them thoroughly to remove the slippery coating because it prevents germination. You can plant them directly in soil or use the paper towel method. Seeds germinate faster in warm temperatures above 20 degrees Celsius. Keep the soil consistently moist but never soggy. Seedlings grow slowly at first because they develop roots before leaves. Once they reach 4 to 5 inches, transplant them gently. Seed-grown trees produce deep taproots, which make them strong, but also sensitive to root disturbance. Because of genetic variation, the fruit from seed-grown Eureka lemon may differ from the parent tree. Some fruits may be sweeter, some more sour, some larger, some oddly shaped. This unpredictability is exciting for hobby growers, but not ideal for those who want perfect Eureka lemons. Let's discuss fruit growth in more detail. After successful pollination, small green lemons begin forming. In the early stages, they grow slowly for several weeks. During this time, consistent watering is crucial. If watering is irregular, too dry and then too wet, the fruit may crack. Cracking happens when the inside of the fruit swells faster than the rind can stretch. This is usually due to sudden heavy watering after drought. To prevent this, maintain steady moisture. Lemon fruits take 5 to 7 months to fully ripen, depending on climate. Do not pick lemons too early; they will not develop full flavor. Eureka lemons turn bright yellow when they are ready, but may stay slightly green if the climate is cold. A ripe Eureka lemon feels firm but not rock hard. Pests and diseases are another topic worth expanding. Citrus trees commonly face aphids, whiteflies, scale insects, and spider mites. These pests suck sap from leaves, causing curling, yellowing, or sticky honeydew residue. Neem oil, insecticidal soap, or even a strong spray of water can keep pests under control. Citrus can also be affected by fungal issues like root rot and leaf spot. Proper airflow and good drainage prevent most fungal problems. Avoid overhead watering. Always water at the base. Long-term care includes repotting every 1 to 2 years. When roots start circling inside the pot or coming out from the drainage holes, it's time to upgrade the pot. Gently loosen the outer roots and place the plant in a pot slightly larger than the previous one. Keeping lemons root-bound affects growth and fruiting. At the same time, too large a pot too early increases the risk of waterlogging, so always increase pot size gradually. Once your Eureka lemon becomes mature and stable, you can enjoy harvesting lemons year after year. With consistent sunlight, good nutrition, proper watering, and pest control, your plant will live for years and continue producing fruit. Citrus trees are long-lived, and many continue fruiting for decades. Growing Eureka lemon is not difficult once you understand the right techniques and avoid common mistakes. If you follow everything described in this video, from choosing the right propagation method to using the correct soil mix, from controlling watering to giving full sunlight, you will have a strong, healthy tree loaded with fruits. I hope this guide helped you learn something valuable today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, share it with other gardening enthusiasts, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss our future tips and tutorials. Thank you for watching, take care of your plants, and I'll see you in the next video.